YouTube, what is good? It's your man Ribs from Doing Film Things. Every single week I make a new video about film photography, so if that's your thing, definitely go ahead and subscribe. This week I had something really amazing planned, and as you saw, things didn't really go quite as I wanted them to. My plan was to do 500T versus 800T head to head. Literally take the exact same photo with two different cameras and compare the results at the end. It was gonna be great because we'd be able to see exactly how one film handled the exact same scene as the other. But unfortunately, my 500T came out messed up during developing. My initial theory was that I loaded it incorrectly because I was using my very manual old school Olympus OM20. So I thought I rolled it incorrectly and therefore didn't really take any photos when I was, winding, advancing. Like, I just thought I messed that up. But now I actually think there's an alternate theory. So if you look at the film, there is 0 leader on it. Usually when you develop film, at least the beginning part gets exposed while you're loading the film. So when you develop that, that should come out all black. In my particular case with the 500T, the entire strip is transparent. There is not a trace of anything anywhere. So my theory now is that my developer was actually shot, my ECN2 developer. And I think that's because I've got some faulty bottles, because I've actually had some problems with same type of bottle for some other chemicals, such as my printing RA4 developer. I had that go out of me as well after a very short amount of time. So anyways, I think my developer was bad and therefore I didn't develop anything when I was actually doing it. And then when you use the bleach and the fix, that just wipes off the entire rest of it and therefore you get completely blank negatives. So, tough lesson learned, but that's kind of what happens with film. So I'm happy I was able to do some detective work and come up with a better theory. Ultimately, I won't ever know, but that's kind of the fun of film photography, you kind of live and die by those mysteries. So anyways, for this video, I definitely still want to show you the shots that I got on my Cinestill roll. That was developed in C41 and those chemicals that I have are just fine, so I had no issues at all. I was very happy with some of these shots. So me and a couple film photography friends, one of them is Leo, who's actually a YouTuber, and I'll link his stuff right here so you can go check him out. We all just kind of got together, walked around London, drank a couple pints, ate some food, and took a bunch of photos. So here's some of that footage, and here's also some of the photos. What up, what up?
What's up, guys?
So I got 2 cameras, and we're going head to head, 500T versus 800T. It's the squad right here. What's up, what's up? So I don't know about all of us, but he's shooting some 500T also. There you go. He's shooting digital.
I'm shooting my simulation of Portugal.
I mean, look at that thing.
Oh yeah.
That's a sexy camera right there.
See, this is not digital. It's actually film. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
But yeah, we're in China. We're not in Chinatown. We're downtown somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, a lot of good lights, a lot of people drinking. So perfect for this Cinestill 500T shit. How do you feel?
I'm not moving, man.
Hold still.
You gotta take those pictures, man.
This dark guy here, he can't move. I tell man to take a photo of me and look at him. He's like all up on the floor.
Hold on. All right, we got this.
Do you want to leave for a bit?
All right, yo, phone away.
No, you have to...
That's why the whole thing in the States, right? Where the front is not way too much.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get should be chef, The extra free because I didn't want to chip.
All right. I caught you.
Got it. They're all mine, actually.
Wait, what did somebody say to you the other day?
like, hey, do you want to do a photo shoot? I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, let's they're like, what do you want to do? She goes, do you shoot old cameras? I'm like,
Old cameras?
I'm like, yeah. You mean film cameras? Yeah. Do you shoot portraits?
What's
I'm
portrait?
Like, she's like, you know the stuff that they shoot on YouTube and Instagram. I was like, oh my god. You know portrait? You shoot portrait?
You shoot?
Excuse me, sir. Do you shoot portrait?
So that was a lot of fun. Hanging out, walking around the city, you know, kind of just relaxing, taking some photos and just hanging out with friends. Like, I can't tell you how happy that made me because it's been a long time since we've been able to do this kind of stuff given to what's going on. So finally doing it was amazing. And the streets in London right now have got a really, really good energy. So I'd love that I was able to get out there and, you know, be outside and breathe some fresh air and just kind of do my thing out there and be, you know, socially distanced enough without getting into like an indoor place and hanging out inside. So the photos, I really, really enjoyed those. It's a shame I didn't get the comparison, but this is actually my favorite photo here. And of course, this is the portrait of Leo. I just think this is peak Cinestill right here because you've got, you know, neon signs, which Cinestill 101. You've got really cool reflections, which is also Cinestill 101. And then you've got lots of colors. And I think nighttime with colors is just amazing. Not a lot of halation in this one, which for me is good because I actually don't really prefer the halation, but you know, you just really get this classic Cinestill vibe here. And then portrait-wise, I just think it's a great portrait. You know, I kind of posed him a little bit there, wanted to get some of the light reflecting on his face. And then, you know, he gave me his classic smiles. And I can't control the smiles. That's kind of all him right there, you know. He's good looking, he does his thing. I'm just here to photograph him. So anyways, this was my favorite shot. And I decided to print this one as well. So here's some footage of me doing some things in the darkroom. So as you saw in the footage there, I actually dodged this print. So basically I wanted to bring in a bit more contrast because my test prints were looking fairly flat. So what I did was I actually overexposed the print while printing, which makes it darker overall. But for the face part, the red side, I actually dodged that, which means I omitted light from it for, let's say, 2.5 seconds or so, and that makes it brighter. So when you look at the final print, the red part of his face is kind of a bit brighter than what it would have been otherwise if I hadn't dodged. And then the rest of the print falls down a bit into the darker area, which really kind of creates this nice, good contrast on there. And it also like kind of brings out his face. The darker print would have made his face a bit darker overall, but here I can bring out some of that luminosity by allowing for that print to not expose for that long just on that part. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and Cinestill is just so much fun to print. I actually printed 2 other shots. I was feeling good and I was like, you know what? I won't change any settings. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it and do it at one go. And both of the prints turned out kind of crappy. And you know, that was kind of expected because I didn't change any settings. I just decided to kind of, you know, just go and see what happens. And ultimately I didn't do it again because I was kind of over it. I didn't want to print anymore, but you know, kind of figured why not try it. Some of you might like these, but these are very blue. And I think it's because there is interior lighting in both of these. And therefore I needed to allow more magenta to come into the image, magenta and yellow. Whereas for the outdoor image with Leo, I didn't need as much magenta and yellow, and that's why the settings definitely should have changed between the prints. So have no fear though, I'm definitely gonna get back out there and do this all over again because I have to compare the 500T to the 800T. There's a lot of mystery surrounding these films because they're technically cut from the same base, but the question is, you know, how different are they? Is there a difference outside of the remjet? What does Cinestill, the company, do to make their film so C41 friendly? I don't have those answers, but we're gonna at least be able to see what the results are and how they differ. The halation clearly is gonna be one very obvious thing that differs between the two, but I'm curious about the colors and just how it scans and all of that. So we're gonna do this again very shortly. I just gotta get some new chemicals to develop my ECN2 film, and then I'm gonna be able to show you exactly what goes on there. That video will come out soon, so check the link here eventually as it shows up. All right, so that's what I got for this week. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and give me a like. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the next video and just everything that I'm putting together. Thanks a lot for the support. Peace out, y'all.